Hey guys, Foster here. Just a quick message before we get started with the show today. This year at Inglês no Cru, we are doing a new English challenge every month. So yeah, that is 12 months, 12 challenges. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. So this month, we are doing the First Impressions Challenge. It's really a challenge to help you speak more confidently in English. That is what it's all about. It's going to be very cool. We are very excited, and I really cannot imagine a better way to start the new year. So today on the show, we are going to give you a little introduction from the challenge, just so you can have a better idea if it is a good fit for you. And of course, if you are interested in really taking your English to the next level in 2020, and if you want to do a lot of crazy things with me and Alexia in January, then visit inglesnocru.com and sign up for the first challenge. The challenge starts on Monday, January 6th. Então, agora é a hora, gente. Okay, we will get started with the show after a quick word from our sponsor.
Oi, gente! 2020 começou, um ano novo cheio de novas chances. E eu tenho uma super novidade para falar para vocês. E essa novidade é que o Cambly está oferecendo 50% de desconto nos planos anuais. É um empurrãozinho para você não se arrepender no final desse ano, porque convenhamos, né? Daqui a um ano você vai ter desejado ter começado hoje. Então, é o seguinte, todos os planos anuais do Cambly, tanto de adultos quanto de kids, está com 50% de desconto. E o nosso código para você poder aproveitar isso é 50 nu e cru para o de adulto e 50 nu e cru kids para o de crianças. Lembrando que o 50 é em numeral, tá? Então vá lá no Cambly.com, no aplicativo do Cambly, se inscreve ainda hoje e aproveita esse descontão que o Cambly está dando só entre os dias 1 de janeiro de 2020 até o dia 16 de janeiro de 2020. Então começamos muito bem. Eu espero muito que vocês aproveitem isso. E são só 1000 códigos, tá? Então as primeiras 1000 pessoas que forem lá e se inscreverem vão conseguir aproveitar essa promoção. Então é isso. Corre lá, hein?
Hello, hey sweet people. It is Foster from Inglês no Cru, and welcome to another day of the First Impressions Challenge. So today, and for the next few days, we are going to talk about questions. Why? Because questions are fundamental to any conversation. Someone asks you a question and you give them a response. That is the way that almost all conversations begin. And obviously, there are a lot of different questions that we can ask in English. So today, we are going to focus on a specific type of question, questions that begin with the question word how. So let's get started. Oh, and as always, I am here with the one, the only Alexia. Alexia, how are you doing?
I am doing great. Thank you.
Did you see that, Alexia?
What?
How are you doing?
Oh, yes, I did. We are going to use the word how a lot today.
Yes, we will. So, Alexia, do you understand what I mean when I say question words?
Yeah, I think so. Question words are the words at the beginning of a question, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much right. So, naturally, we can ask questions in a lot of different ways using a lot of different words, but most questions in English begin with who, what, when, where, why, and how.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, cool. So we have 5 words that begin with the letter W: who, what, when, where, and why. And then we have the word how.
Yeah, the how is very lonely with all the W words.
I know, poor how. But that's exactly why I thought that it would be a good idea to give how a little bit of extra attention today and start with that word. Does that sound good to you?
Yes, I think it deserves it. So let's get started.
Perfect. Let's begin. So, just to get started, let's start with some listening and repeating so that we can be really comfortable. So, what I was thinking is I will say a question that begins with the word how. We will take a short moment of pause so that our students can repeat, and then you can repeat. Okay?
Okay, I think I got it. Let's do it.
Okay. So, let's get started. I will say a question, wait a few seconds, and then you will repeat. Is that cool?
Okay.
Cool. So, first, how are you?
How are you?
Perfect. So, one more time, how are you?
How are you?
How's it going?
How's it going?
How are you doing?
How are you doing?
Nice. I like how you're changing up the intonation a little bit. That's really important with questions. How have you been?
How have you been?
How have you been?
How have you been?
How you been?
How been?
What? How you been?
How you been?
Yeah, a lot of times when we ask questions, we kind of remove the verb. So instead of what are you doing? Sometimes in normal conversations, we will say, what are you doing?
Just like Joey. How you doing?
Exactly. Exactly. How's everything?
How's everything?
How are things with you?
How are things with you?
How are things going?
How are things going?
Excellent. Excellent. Great job, Alexia. That was pretty easy, right?
Yeah, I like that. Super easy. I'm ready for more.
Okay, cool. So, just a quick note when people in English ask, how are you? Normally, they are not usually specifically referring to your emotions and health and situation.
It's not like a therapy session.
Exactly. This is simply part of the process, as part of the introduction. And in general, they're looking for something like, oh, I'm good, pretty good, just things like that. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty similar in Portuguese, so it makes sense.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's more or less the same. It's kind of a shame that we don't really care too much about how people are doing, but that is a topic for another episode.
Yeah, things can get really complicated.
Yeah. Okay, so we have some really common questions that begin with how. So now let's think of some good responses to these questions.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so same thing here, Alexia. I will say a phrase. Let's just wait a moment so our students can repeat, and then you repeat. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Cool. So the first response, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I say this all of the time.
That's
How are
true.
you doing? Pretty good. How's it going? Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm doing pretty well.
I'm doing pretty well.
Everything's good.
Everything is good.
Nice. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I can't complain.
I can't complain.
Can't complain.
Can't complain.
Nice. That's another thing that we do a lot with questions. Sometimes we will take away the subject. So, what I'm really saying is, I can't complain. Everything's good. But in more conversational English, we will simply say, can't complain.
Awesome.
Cool. So, any questions about those questions?
No, I think everything is okay.
Excellent.
I can't complain.
Can't complain. No complaints. So, the last thing that I wanted to talk about today, Alexia, are some common follow up questions. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say follow up questions?
I think so. It's like when you are following up, um, you are giving a response to the question.
Yeah, precisely. So, just one quick pronunciation note in the word response in American English, the second sound is the ah, response.
Response.
Precisely. So, you are responding to the question. Obviously, sometimes in English we have yes or no questions where it's a very simple answer. You say yes or no, and that is the end of the story. But most of the time, you want to continue the conversation. You want to keep things going with a follow up, right?
Yes, that makes sense. It's just like you were playing tennis. Do you know what I mean? Like you were hitting the ball, and then I'm hitting the ball, and then you are hitting the ball, and then I'm hitting the ball, and this continues forever.
Yeah, that's a really good analogy. So I am hitting the ball to you, and then you are returning it to me.
Or ping pong. Yeah.
Tennis, ping pong, whatever. That's how conversations work. So, do you want to try a few common follow up responses?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. What about you?
What about you? What?
Yeah, it's not I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying, oh, I'm good. What about you?
What about you?
Nice. And you?
And you?
How are you?
How are you?
Yeah. So if someone says, how are you? Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah.
It's always nice to follow it up. What about you?
What about you? I use this last two very, very much.
Yeah, these are both really important, and we will talk a lot more about them, but follow ups are your friends. That was perfect. Really good job, Alexia.
Thank you very much. You're A+ student.
As always. So I think that is a good start for today. Tomorrow we will start putting this all together so we can have our first real conversation and we can really start making progress towards making a great first impression. How does that sound, Alexia?
That sounds great. So I'll see you tomorrow.
How does that sound? How? How question?
Okay, I think everyone noticed.
How are people going to deal with me every day making these stupid jokes?
I don't know how, but we will because we love you.
Okay, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.